Hey, everybody, and welcome to True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. This is Katie Weaver, and I'm here with my co-host, co-anchor. That doesn't work. Co-host, sister, and partner in crime, Christy Brower. Hello,
Hello. I'm your co-host and your co-anchor, huh? That's
co-host, and
interesting.
you get to be
I don't know
both.
what that means, but hey, I'm glad to be here.
It's an honor.
It is an honor to be here. Well, I'm really glad that you messaged me a little while ago and said, "Hey, let's do this for the show," because it has been Friday in my head all freaking day.
Mm.
And I seriously had started a little craft project and was sitting on the couch drinking a little wine and I forgot. I don't know. It's Rhonda's birthday today.
Yeah.
And so we've kind of had some fun celebrating, and we've been out to Fort Hall, and then to go. Oh, sorry, I should say what that means. We went out to the Indian Casino because that's Rhonda's most favorite thing ever is to
Hmm.
go do a small amount of gambling in which she
And that's the only gambling we have in
lost her
Idaho.
cash. Yeah, it is. Unless you're playing the lottery. So we did that and a little shopping, and I picked up something I want to start doing crafting wise. And we came home, and I don't know. I guess maybe because she was off, because she's off on Fridays, but she took her birthday off.
Yeah,
I thought it was Friday all freaking day. So
it's okay.
thanks for messaging me and saying, "Hey, let's do this for the show." And I went, "Oh shit, the show! Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
Thursday. What am I
Remember
doing?"
that?
Yeah, I now recall.
It's all good. You know
It,
what?
it, it is.
As chaotic as this week is, energetically, I think if
Oh,
you're just happen to be having a day where you don't have to even know what day it is, more power to you.
right. It's not too bad. I'll take it.
Hmm. For sure. So, what did you make for dinner? Or have you made dinner?
No, we have not made dinner. We are having steak and salad. Steak is Rhonda's favorite thing, so
Uh huh.
we're having steak and salad. I made a dessert for her birthday. I unveiled it last night for her. We've already eaten it all before her birthday dinner.
Oh no.
It's this keto thing that's kind of like Girl Scouts, Samoa's cookies.
They're so good too.
It doth not disappoint, let me just
Hmm.
say. We're gonna make a bigger pan on Sunday when we get together with the whole family for her birthday. But yeah, we finished it off before we even had her birthday dinner. So if
I
that tells you
understand.
anything, it's super
Hmm.
good.
It is super good.
Hmm.
Well, cool. Nice.
Oh, Cranky had homemade chili. I'm impressed.
Yeah. We're doing leftovers. We have cooked all week and it's just,
Mm.
yeah, we've got to do it. However, I discovered a keto noodle at Costco that kicks
Oh yeah.
butt. Yeah.
Oh.
It's called natural noodle. Oh, I can't remember.
Mm.
Natural noodle. That seems stupid. I don't know. I took a picture of it. I'm going to look. Oh, healthy noodle. Oh, I was close
Healthy noodle.
actually. Healthy
Hmm.
noodle. I don't know if yeah, you can't see
Yeah.
my full
No.
screen. That's not going to work. But
Nice try.
healthy noodle, it is like it's not a shirataki noodle, that's like slimy and smells fishy, but it is noodles that are
Yeah.
made out of soybean, like edamame noodles, and they are in a like they're in the refrigerator section and they're these little sealed pouches. So
Mhm.
I made two pouches, really comfortably fed us, and probably I could have done one. So
Mhm.
anyway, I am super, super impressed and excited. They're like fettuccine noodles is the consistency of them. So
Oh, we're
yeah.
gonna go check those out.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we had retried that feta tomato bake that I tried last week.
Oh
Uh,
yes.
it was good. We just needed better noodles. We made homemade noodles
Nice.
last week and they were awful. Anyway,
Mm, yeah.
so we remade that last night. Yeah.
Nice.
But I could see doing spaghetti on that or carbonara or oh my god, so many things.
Mhm.
Anyway, that's
Oh,
all.
yay! I want
I
to
can
try
stop
that.
talking about it, but yes,
Okay, but it's good to know.
Costco natural noodle.
Healthy
No.
noodle.
Now it's gonna be that forever.
You'll never be able to remember the name ever again.
Yeah.
Hey, Mary in the chat says she got her second dose of the Moderna vaccine and had a little shortness of breath. I got my second dose of Pfizer today, guys. So,
Nice.
woo! I'm officially vaccinated. I don't really know what that
Oh,
means with my immune system, but hey, I've done it.
yeah. Yep. Well, my daughter got her second one yesterday. She works in
Yeah.
healthcare. So she's only 19, but she gets hers early, because she works in healthcare. She is so sick. The first one didn't phase her at all. The second one, oh my gosh. She called me at 6 o'clock this morning sobbing.
Oh.
That she had a horrible headache and a horrible, like a fever of 102, and like she was sick.
Yeah.
And I said, well, baby, have you had some Tylenol? And she's like, you're not allowed to take Tylenol. I was like, what? So she
Yeah, you
looked
are.
up the care sheet again, and yes, you can take Tylenol. So
Oh,
she
yeah.
started on that, but she's been sick all day. Good thing for
Okay.
DoorDash, so I could send her some dinner. Poor kid.
Yeah. Oh, dang it.
Yeah, not good.
Oh, Cammie said she had her second vaccine on the 8th and was down for 2 days on Moderna.
Oh, Cammie. Yep, I'm afraid.
Yep. Your immune system has a big response for some people.
Response to it, yeah. Matt's supposed to work tomorrow, but I don't know if she's making it. Poor thing.
Yeah.
Had to
I don't know. A lot of
email
times it only
professors
lasts
today.
like 12 hours.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yep. Well, yeah, Mary said it hit her too. Well, I haven't had mine yet. I can't tell you, but hopefully it'll be easy.
I haven't had much, but to be perfectly honest, I don't have much immune response. And
I
so
don't either.
I don't know if I'm
Yeah,
going to get much out of it or not, but I am very grateful.
I do, but yeah, it's something.
Yeah.
For sure. All right,
Okay.
let's see here. So Cranky had homemade chili. And Sydney made keto muffins for the first time, so that was fun and terrifying.
Nice.
So we've made some keto muffins that are killer. Did they turn out? Did you like them?
I know. I've made some really good ones.
Yep.
You may have noticed that your son has entered the chat. He said he should have taken her some dinner.
Oh,
Yes.
so she asked me to ask him to take him some dinner, but I knew he was slammed today, so I did DoorDash instead. Maybe tomorrow, because I don't know. She's still sick. Okay, Jessica had Chinese. Cammie wants you to know that her son did pull his head out, and she got she got the most beautiful and apologetic text from him that made her tear up with relief and happiness. He admitted everything you said he would. Good job.
Oh, yay, Cammie! I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah,
I'm happy for both of you. I'm really happy for him too, though, that he's wised up. That's good in many ways.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I'm overjoyed to hear that. So Jessica had, what's that?
Sydney says the muffins were really good.
Oh, sweet.
It was her first time baking keto, and she wasn't sure how they turn out, but they were really good.
Good job.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, my tip, always err on the side of being too wet, your dough.
Yeah, that's so true with keto.
If it seems a little dry, add some fat because you will be sorry. Yeah. Jessica had Chinese. Lauren had leftover pizza. Let's see. Kate had leftover hamburger casserole. Well, gosh, guys, it is quite the leftover night.
Yes, it is. Well, it's
not crock pot chicken Santa Fe. It's still not Friday. It won't be for one more sleep.
Yes.
Yes. But we're all going to Candace's house now because she made crock pot chicken Santa Fe. I don't even know what that is, and I'm on my way. That sounds amazing.
That sounds really good.
Yep. Okay. Well, good job. Good job, everyone who actually cooked dinner. And or ate leftovers. Good job for you too. Good job for everyone who ate dinner. Okay. Well, I thought it might be fun. We'll do some readings from the chat too. I do want you guys to know it'll be a little shorter night tonight because it is Christy's wife's birthday. And
it is.
We're gonna not keep us too long tonight. Oh, Micah made fancy ramen soup. Yep. My kids make what they call fancy ramen. I want you to know they did not learn this from me. This is their deal. But ramen with like sauteed vegetables and some kind of meat in them, and they love them. I wouldn't buy them ramen when they were kids, and so now it's a treat. Brandy says she had kielbasa and cabbage from the Instant Pot. Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh, and Cammie said they had pyroshki from Seattle.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, I guess we're all doing good. And I hope that all of our friends and listeners, you might not even be here tonight at this rate, I know, that are in the areas of all of these storms. I hope you guys are being safe. We're sure worried about all of you.
Everybody in Texas. I'm just so worried about everybody in Texas. we live in a very cold place. We live in a place that is ready for 30 below to 100 degrees because that's the
Yep.
range that we can get here. And
Yep.
so, we have lived through, horrible, horrible weather, but fortunately our utilities and our houses and things are prepared for that.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine living in a very warm environment where you are not prepared for that kind of cold at all, because it
No.
sucks when you are. And so to not be and to be without power, oh my gosh, I'm
No.
so worried for everybody down there.
Me too, especially the elderly and the, like, homeless
Peop
and deeply impoverished people. My God, I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awful.
Yep. I just, yeah. So we hope you guys are safe. We know you're probably not actually listening to us tonight because you probably don't have internet, and have other, bigger fish to fry. But we do want everyone to know we hope you're okay and safe and
Yes,
all the things.
definitely sending very warm vibes.
Yeah. So we thought it would be a little fun tonight to talk a little bit about some of our own psychic experiences.
Yeah.
And, I was thinking kind of along the lines of, readings that were eye-opening experiences to us or experiences we've had personally. I just thought it might be fun to talk a little bit about our lives, and how psychic stuff has played into it. And
Yeah, yeah,
so,
because obviously something led us here. I mean, you don't exactly grow up thinking, "I'm gonna be a professional psychic when I grow up."
yeah, I think I kind of did. When I was in college, I
Mhm.
loved Sylvia Brown on Montel so much. I wouldn't have missed one of those for all the money. I
Right?
I read her books. I was so into her. It never
Mhm.
occurred to me I'd do it myself, at that
Right.
time. But maybe I don't know. I was really, really into that. But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, so I wondered if you would start by just telling me or telling us about a time that you learned something about life or about the universe in reading for someone.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I mean, this list is long, but many years ago, I read for someone and I had been reading for people for several years and I was sort of noticing a pattern in people's energy bodies. Like pretty much everybody has roughly the same structure. Things look roughly the same. There are differences, but the basic underpinnings of a person's energy body and connection to their soul are the same. And then I read for a guy that looked so freaking completely different that I realized that maybe we aren't all from the same place, descended from the same kind of soul. I can't even hardly put
Hmm.
words into that, except that I have now, with, nearly 15 years of experience, discovered that we are not all the same. And although there's sort of like the main race, and when I say race, I mean of energy body.
Right.
There's this sort of the majority of people look the same. And then there are a handful of different energy bodies that I've experienced. And of course, I'm just speaking about my own experience in the last 15 years of reading people's energy bodies. I have found that actually there are small groups of people around that are very different, like
Mhm.
fundamentally different. And they're always people that come to me and say, I don't feel like I fit. I don't feel like I fit anywhere. I don't feel like I
Mhm.
fit in this world. I don't fit in this body. I didn't fit in my family. I've never fit in a relationship. And I can see why, because they're trying to fit this sort of mainstream group of energy bodies, and they're very different. And the way that they see things and experience things is very different. And that has been so eye-opening for me. And I don't have a really clear answer about what that means. In my mind, what I've settled on it is that their souls came from somewhere different than where most of the people that I've encountered souls came from.
Mhm.
I know Sylvia Brown is one of them that did a lot of did some writing about that. There's quite a bit of writing out there about those things and theories and, where did we all come from and that kind of thing. But I will tell you that I have in fact seen that
Mhm.
and experienced it. And I'll tell you that one of the energy bodies that is different is my son, who
Mhm.
is adopted into our family. And
Mhm.
he has a very different energy body from most people that I have experienced.
Mhm.
Um, I'm still working on what that means, but it definitely opened my eyes and broadened my thinking about being really careful about fitting anybody into any kind of a spiritual box.
Mhm.
That's tremendously unfair because we are not all the same fundamentally when it comes to our energy bodies and our connections to our higher selves, whatever those may be.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so that's a huge one for me, that it
Mhm.
still runs in my head and I still encounter people pretty regularly. You know, when you work on a hotline, you talk to a lot of people. And so I
Mhm.
still encounter people where I'm like, "Yep, there's one." You know, I could probably list
Mhm.
maybe 4 or 5 different kinds of energy bodies and soul connections that I see, and, very, very interesting. So I think it means something.
Yeah.
You know, still just open to what it means, but it certainly opened my eyes to be very careful. I'm really wary of the books about, the chakras and the energy body because they're so cookie cutter. They're
Mhm.
so everybody looks like this, everybody should vibrate at this frequency, everybody's chakras should spin in this direction.
Mhm.
No, bullshit. Throw all of that out. It is not
Mhm.
true, and it makes people feel like they're wrong, that there's
Yeah.
something wrong with them.
Mhm.
There isn't anything wrong. Your energy body may just function differently than others. And, you know, I've wanted to write a book on energy bodies for a long time, and I think I still will, but I have to figure out how to do it in a way that doesn't put anybody in a box because I don't wanna do that,
Yeah.
because I don't feel that that's correct from what I can see in people. So that's probably the one that has had the biggest impact on me.
Mhm. I love that a lot.
Yeah. How about you?
Well, you made me think about a specific client that I worked with for years, many years ago, who really didn't feel like he belonged on this planet. Like,
Yeah.
really didn't. Um, Genius, absolute genius of a guy. But he just didn't, very different from other people, and then just relationships were hard, and he knew he was not from here. And so in a reading, we had gone to a place he wanted to be able to, in knowing that he doesn't think he's from here. He wanted to talk to those who have put him here because he's furious with them, because he
Yeah.
feels like he's here being punished, because it is such a hard experience for him to be in a body. And he's very successful. He's doing great with this life, but he hates it and doesn't wanna be here, doesn't think he fits here. Not suicidal, don't get me wrong, different, like, just doesn't fit here.
Yeah.
So, we did kind of a guided meditation together, and we went together to the top of this mountain where we were instructed to go to talk to these beings, and they were enormous. Like, I can't even explain to you how much bigger than us they were, like a mountain talking to a pebble, really.
Mhm.
And they explained to him, to both of us, that, he's not here because he's being punished, he's here because he's supposed to be learning some things that he takes back with him.
Mhm.
Uh, they assured him that he has done that, he is doing that, and that, he was doing what they wanted him to do, but he was quite volatile and angry with them. They were quite volatile and angry with him. There was nothing warm and fuzzy about it. In fact, there was nothing warm and fuzzy about them. Um,
Mhm.
they did not like my presence there very much, but it's just kind of how it happened. It was a really interesting experience. It definitely pushed my understanding or belief of the universe, you know? And if we'd only done that one time, maybe I would be a little more, skeptical of what we were doing or where we were going, but we did it lots and lots of times. And was he tall? No, he wasn't. no. But it just is such an interesting thing. And so he goes along, and every so often we go back and ask him. We did until we sold Healing Hands. But we'd go back and ask him what's next, and that's just kind of, and he finally found some peace with being in this lifetime after several of those sessions, and understanding that he is here for a purpose, and it's not a punishment that he's here, and he gets to go back when he gets to go back, you know anyway, that's always stuck with me, is with a lot of wonder, and just a bit of a mind bender, because
Yeah.
we're quite egocentric. I've never actually not believed that we were amongst other species, or amongst, what some people might call aliens, but I think we're all aliens.
Right, right. And that's where I'm coming from too, that when you look at us on the energy plane, there are
Yeah.
a huge amount of differences. I mean, even if our physical bodies, seem to basically match up on the energy plane and spiritual plane, we don't.
Hmm.
We're not all from the same place. We don't all come in with the same plan, goals,
Yeah.
whatever, things to remember, however you want to say it. We don't. And yeah, that's something that uh I feel like a lot of people probably don't really realize, is that when we talk about alien, I think we really kind of just mean us. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty, really interesting stuff. All right. So, and I could tell stories, I'm sure you could, all day, about things that we've learned in sessions with clients. What I've learned about heaven in sessions with clients could fill a show,
Oh yeah.
honestly.
Right.
I'm sure you
Right.
too.
Whatever that is,
Yeah.
because
What have
it's,
you picked up from clients in past life experiences?
oh gosh, boy, I do a lot of past life work,
Mhm.
because I do a lot of, I'm really, one of my big areas of expertise is in attachments, and so I work on clearing attachments and breaking connections that hinder people, or connect people in a situation that isn't good for them. And past life experiences, wow, first of all, they run the gamut. You can have lived in any time frame, you can have
Mhm.
lived anywhere on the earth, you can have been male or female, or
You could have lives
neither.
that aren't even on this
That
earth.
aren't even on this earth, and those lives, generally their gender isn't actually even a thing,
Mhm.
which I, further solidifies for me how unimportant, that constant need to identify the gender of people and things is ridiculous, because we made that up,
Mhm.
really, and um but one of the things that I work on all the time for people is that we carry threads of connection with us from one life to the next. And so we are frequently connected to a previous life, and that previous life is impacting this life. It's
Yeah.
why sometimes people have like a terrible fear, or, some unexplainable problem in this life, because they brought it in with them from another life.
Yeah.
Work the line that I work on is 99% relationship stuff. And I
Mhm.
work all the time with people on, you've had a relationship in more than one lifetime with someone. You carry those attachments into this lifetime, and that can create huge problems in this lifetime, when you feel like you have to be with this person because you feel that attachment, even though you're actually terrible together in this lifetime, or it creates such problems and intensity in
Mhm.
relationships.
Mhm.
So yeah, although in a way we see ourselves as, separate in each lifetime, we are not at all. And we most certainly carry things so frequently subconsciously, from a previous experience into this one.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so much of that stuff for sure.
Mhm.
Uh, I was thinking about, because I too, I did hundreds of past life regressions and past life channelings in my career, and I was thinking about that a lot of times when we do past life work, we will end up with some big questions coming up, you know? But one of the things that with past life work that has been so amazing to me is people experiencing their deaths. So I always tell my clients, if we're doing a regression together, I always tell my clients, if we are, if you enter into a death, do you want to experience it? Because I think if people are scared to death of that, to death.
Scared to death of the death. Yeah, yeah.
See what I
Yeah.
did there on accident. But then they shouldn't have to go through that.
Yeah.
But my opinion is it is a very healing thing. But if you don't want to do that, I don't think you should have to do that, right? But
Right.
but some clients say yes, they do, and some people say no. And then when we get close to the end of that life, we'll do a life review and move out of there before they go through their transition. However, the ones who have, and I've seen lots of that, have amazing experiences with letting go of their bodies and having reunions with people who have passed that were waiting for them and taking them by the hand. People that are passing and choosing to stay. I had one regression that was from a very long time ago that she, in that lifetime, was burned for being a witch. I've had lots of those.
Mhm.
Um, Burned, stoned, crushed, the gamut. In this life, she was burned. She happened to be pregnant, and she and the spirit of the baby that would have been chose to stay in that village and watch over the other women that were at risk. And they stayed there, and we didn't really progress with her regression for quite a while because they stayed there for a couple hundred years as
Wow.
just witnesses to what was happening there and to help those that were being oppressed and attacked. It was really, really interesting. Yeah.
Mhm.
But the experiences I've seen people having crossing over is honestly just so freaking amazing. Yep.
Yeah.
Peaceful and beautiful, uh, relief from suffering, and yeah, amazing stuff. Yeah.
Mhm. Very positive, always. Always very
Oh,
positive.
yeah, I've never seen one not be. I have had a few where I've had clients experience a brief, moment of pain. The script, the instructions that you're giving is to observe as if you're watching television,
Mhm.
not to be physically in the moment, but some people don't listen.
Yeah.
You know? Or their
Yeah.
spirits don't listen. So I've had a few people that experienced a little more physically, uh,
Mhm.
the very end of their life, but usually not, more it's
Yeah.
99% of the time you really are just observing, but that to me is very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Well,
Past life work is absolutely fascinating.
oh, oh my gosh, yeah. Yep, I know. Again, we could spend hours just talking about past lives that we visited with clients and now our own, and
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah. Maybe someday we'll get Kara to come, our sister,
Yeah.
and talk her into sharing. She has a couple that are so interesting.
She sure
Uh, a
does. She's got
regression that I did for her, a regression that she had done in Sedona,
yeah.
some really interesting stuff. So,
Yeah.
maybe we'll talk
Oh,
her into
makes
coming in one of these days.
I think we
It would
should.
be so much fun, actually, to make her come to a live stream with us. And
Mhm. Well, and we could have Rhonda do it to come in with us too because she's done a
yeah,
bunch
we
of past
could.
life regression as well.
Yes, she
Be fun.
has. A past life memory show. Okay, it's scheduled.
Yep.
We're doing it.
Yep, yep.
Okay.
Now we just have to
All
get those
right.
2 to show up on the air.
Yeah. So it's 7:33. We were kind of hoping to be out of here, well, by now, but I think we wanted to take at least a few questions.
Mhm.
So let's do that. So why don't we both just jump through the chat and grab a few things that jump out at us?
Okay, I just wanted to say to JR quickly that yes, I do past lives. I don't do them in a regression. I do a different style of
Mhm.
past life reading and past life attachment clearing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Micah says he thinks you guys know about his. We did the show a while back where I played you one of his past life regressions when he was
Yeah.
15. Yep, the when he was the Russian man. Yep,
Yep. Very cool.
yep, and he did die in that one and experience that. Yeah. Robin says
Mhm.
she remembers a past life she thinks with her ex-husband.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If you feel that you have a past life memory, you do.
Right.
Don't, this is not about rational stuff. This is about your intuition. And so if
No.
you feel that you have a past life connection to a place or a person or a situation, you do.
Yeah.
It's okay to just trust that.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Very fun. Well, we'll do a whole show. Yeah.
Yes, we
Yeah.
will.
About just past life memories. That would be a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Okay. So, do you want to grab something out and read it?
Yes, well, I actually want to answer this. So Mary says, when we use microphones and headphones, we hear spirits. Have you had spirits talk to you while on air? I don't really remember one on air, but I had a wild experience. This happened twice. So in working as a phone psychic, I was wearing a Bluetooth headset. And on two different occasions, this was back when we owned our metaphysical store and spiritual center, and I was standing in the spiritual center both times this happened. I had been on a reading with a client. I hung up with them, and then I heard all of this really high pitched talking. It was two people, spirits, speaking to each other really fast. And then it just went dead. It happened two different times. It was
Mhm.
really freaky. But yes, I know what you mean that spirits can control electricity, electronics,
Mhm.
technology. They certainly have, we've had some crazy experiences with
Yeah.
our grandparents actually,
Mhm.
with technological things after they passed.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was a fun one for me.
Yeah. Yes, getting friend requests and emails from our
Mhm.
dead grandparents.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was crazy. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Awesome. I love that. Okay. Let's see. All right. Sorry, you guys. I thought there were questions closer to the top. I didn't want to only just grab things at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. JR said she started OA and her sponsor, is her sponsor a great fit for her? What steps should she take? You know what? I feel like the sponsor will be okay. I think that they will be your sponsor long term, whether they end up somewhere else or something else clicks better. I don't think they're a bad fit. I think they're a good fit to get you started. I just don't think you'll have them as your long term sponsor. And what steps to get started? Uh, really applying yourself to what they're asking you to do. OA has its own little program and really following that. And I think giving yourself lots of opportunities to get down and get back up again. That having a bad day or having a minute of, falling off the wagon or whatever, it's not the end of the world. Give yourself lots of patience, lots of forgiveness, lots of start overs if you need them. There's no limit.
Yeah.
So just take care of yourself and don't beat yourself up.
Definitely. Love that.
Yeah. All right. What you got?
Elizabeth says, can you teach someone to develop their psychic abilities? The short answer is yes, absolutely, because we all have them. Every
Mhm.
single person on this listening to the show, whether it's live or not, you have some intuition. You probably feel it in your heart or in your gut because intuition is actually really hardwired into our physical bodies. We think of it as something outside of ourselves or that comes in through our third eye. It really is.
Mhm.
We're like an antenna. And so we've all experienced it in one form or another. But really learning to develop it is about learning to be aware of it. It is so much about awareness. But
Mhm.
Elizabeth, my very favorite first step, I'll give it to you. This is from Shakti Gawain. She wrote the book Developing Intuition. Go get it if you haven't read it. It's life changing. But one of her exercises in that book is to keep an intuition journal. So keep a little notebook, and for a couple of weeks, every time you feel prompted to do or not do or say whatever, write it down. If you have a dream, if you have a sick feeling in your stomach, if you just feel it in your heart or hear something in your head, however you experience it, write it down. And then after a while, you go back and you read through it because you can validate yourself by either saying, wow, I'm really glad I listened to myself. That turned out so much better because I did this or that. Or, wow, I really wish I'd listened to myself because that turned out crappy because this or that. And really bringing your attention and your awareness to your intuition and paying attention to it and trusting it is how you grow it. Now, there's lots of other skills to develop, specifically if you want to see or you want to hear or whatever. Not that it really matters what intuitive skills you have. They're all very useful. But that's the place to start, Elizabeth.
Nice. Awesome. Okay. Well, in spirit school, did you invite her to spirit school?
Oh, and definitely, Elizabeth, if you haven't already, please join Spirit School because we teach all kinds of skills in Spirit School that are all about psychic development. And of course, you can join Spirit School just by going to the homepage of our YouTube channel, and there's just a little button that says join. Click on that, and that's how you join Spirit School. And we have 2 classes and a guided imagery meditation every month.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. All right. So Candy Cane says, can you pick up on anything about the murder of Gary Grant Jr., the son of a police officer in Atlantic City who was bludgeoned to death? He was only 7 years old. He was found a few blocks from his house. As dramatic as this sounds, I really think this is retaliation. This is associated with his father's job. I feel like this was targeted at him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I suspect it probably won't ever be solved, although certainly hope it is. But I do think it was some kind of retaliation or job-related attack. I do.
Mm.
I really wish I didn't, but that's what I'm hearing.
It's awful.
Yeah. Okay, let's each do one more.
Sure.
What you got?
Mary says, have you been visited? I had several encounters. My favorite is a kraken like that. Ask me who you are or what you are. What have they asked you? Ah, interesting. Okay. So, Mary, I have seen all kinds of things. And that is because I do a lot of dark entity attachment clearing. And so I have seen hundreds of different kinds of entities. I don't know that I don't really use the word alien with them, although many of them really are not supposed to be here. And that's part of the problem. They're parasites that attach to light bodies. And sometimes they do fight back. Sometimes they do talk back. I do my best to avoid that part because I have a team of help that I call in to help me with that. But yes, I have seen many things that I sometimes hesitate to say out loud. But yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Kate said she has a past life accent that comes through. Yeah, I've heard that lots of times.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard people absolutely become little children before too, which is hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer Lucy's question and then we have to go. But Lucy said, do clocks talk? Good go. Okay, I'm going to try again. Do clocks have anything to do with spirits? As in, do they get manipulated often? Yes, they do. That is one that seems to be digital clocks and handed clocks. Both seem to be. There are some things that I think are easier to manipulate, and it's why we see a lot of that from spirits sending a message. And clocks are one of them. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm going to give you a big heads up on that for sure, because that happens a lot. So the thing to do is, if you don't know who's doing it, ask. The more relevant questions to ask are, who's doing it? And is there something, or is there something you need to know? So a lot of times it's just a hello from heaven. I get this a lot from people that are like, oh my God, they're coming through. There must be something. Am I going to win the lottery? Am I about to get hit by a truck? Like, what are they trying to tell me?
Right.
Almost always they are coming to tell you they love you, they miss you, they see you, and they want you to see them. Yeah. But, so always ask, but don't be, too attached to the idea that there's something huge coming through. That's actually pretty rare.
Yeah.
But
it is
that hello from heaven is, I mean, what's better than that, having him come in to let you know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yep.
Can we one last thing very quickly for Cami? Sure. If we could all join together and send some healing energy for her 100-year-old grandma. She fell and smacked her head. Fortunately, no stitches or concussion. And she fractured her elbow. So as we go out tonight, we're going to be sending good vibes and lots of healing to Cami's grandma. Darn it.
Yes. Doing that right now. Darn it. I'm sorry to hear that, Cammie.
Me too. And she's such a trooper. I just feel like she just troops right through everything and
Yeah.
tries to minimize, like, I'm fine. It's no big deal,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, very sweet. Well, I'm glad we did that. Well, that is it for us for the week. So we will be back Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week with new cases. We'll be here Wednesday night and Thursday night at 7. Wednesday for this case updates, and then Thursday for the psychic hour. So keep an eye on all that stuff.
There's a spirit school class Tuesday also.
Yes. I'm going to teach 3-card spreads. If you have not watched the video we did last week about an intro to oracle cards, do that now so that you are ready. And if you don't have a set of oracle cards, get some between now and then. And watch that show. I made some suggestions of ones that are great ones to use for, starting out, or for people that just like cards. So give that a shot, and come to Spirit School, and I'll teach you how to do a 3-card spread. Yeah. Pretty fun. All righty. Well, you can always learn more about us over at truecrimeparanormalpodcast.com. And we'll see y'all soon. Take care. You've been listening to True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters.
Thanks, guys.